It's a real pleasure to be able to share with you some reflections about the miracles at Lourdes and the very significant meaning that Lourdes has for so many people who are seeking healing. I think it's helpful to put all of that into the broader context of the mission and ministry of Jesus. In the Catholic Church, healing has always been a significant part of what we try to bring about on many levels. So when we look at the Gospels, Jesus is reaching out, touching people, trying to convey the love of God to them in their suffering. And we know that when we are suffering, in whatever form that takes, if it's physical illness, if it's emotional turmoil, a loss of job, problems in the family, these are all sources of suffering that many of us encounter in our journey. And Jesus is the one who came to say, God's love wants to touch that suffering so that you know that you are not alone and that God's love is at work in that suffering, somehow to bring healing and new life out of it. And so the saints, many saints throughout history, and especially Saint Bernadette and Our Lady of Lourdes, became a place where that message was once again needed to be heard. Somehow there was a context there that people were suffering, and God sent Our Lady to convey that message to Saint Bernadette so that she could be an instrument for so many people who have gone now to Lourdes seeking healing in their suffering. Saint Odilia is the Crosier patroness of healing, another one of many in the line of saints who bring that message of God's love and healing where people are suffering. So as people think about going to Lourdes, we often say that it is Mary who invites them there. And why does she invite them? She knows she comes as a messenger, as a disciple, as an apostle, sent by God, bringing a very human, easily understood message so that we can hear God reaching out through her intercession to say, God's love is here and God wants to, with God's love, touch your suffering and bring about hope and healing. So sometimes when people go to Lourdes, they come with many physical illnesses. And one of the things we've learned over all these years of people being on pilgrimage there is that healing happens at many different levels. And so many people, one of the beautiful things that we say through the Order of Malta is that people often come seeking a physical healing, but they received a healing that they really needed. And it may not be the physical healing. It may be this healing of coming to peace with knowing that I'm very sick, but somehow they are touched in their core to know I'm no longer alone in my suffering, and that God still loves me, and God has not abandoned me, and God is not punishing me because I am suffering or because I'm ill. So those are all wonderful messages that we can absorb and reflect upon when we think about the miracles at Lourdes. There have been physical healings. There are a number of them that have been proven and accepted by the Church as physical healings. However, when you think of the millions of people that have gone to Lourdes, all of them return home knowing that in the depths of their being, they have experienced the healing that they needed. And that's the miracle of God's grace and God's love reaching out, because we know that in our spiritual tradition, God is the divine physician. God is the one who knows our illness, knows our suffering and where we need healing, and God knows the exact remedy that we need. I welcome you to open your heart to the way that God wishes to heal you, and to bring about the peace and hope that Jesus came to bring us.